Hello friends, in today's session we will discuss the flow of energy in an ecosystem. So, ecosystem requires a constant input of energy and the source of that energy is sun. Sun is the source of energy for all ecosystem on earth. There is an exception, that is deep sea hydrothermal ecosystem where the sunlight cannot penetrate. So ecosystem ecosystem require a constant input of energy, and sun is the only source sun is the only source of energy for all ecosystem. But there is an exception. What is the exception? Exception is deep sea hydrothermal ecosystem. Ecosystem where sunlight cannot penetrate. But the sunlight, though the sunlight is the source of energy, the incident solar radiation that is used in the ecosystem is very less. The incident solar energy which is used by the green plants for the production of their food is very less. It is less than 50%, and the incident solar radiation that is used in the process of photosynthesis is called photosynthetically active radiation, or PAR. PAR. P for photosynthetically, A for active, and R for radiation. So the amount of incident solar radiation that is captured by green plants green plants can produce their food by their own, and green photosynthetically bacteria are also there. They can also produce their food by their own. They are also autotrophs. So here we can see captured by the green plants and green bacteria that are also autotrophs The amount of incident solar radiation that is captured by green plants and green bacteria is less than 50% of it. 50% of the incident solar radiation. So the captured solar radiation is the 50% of the incident solar radiation. Understood? So, and this amount of incident radiation is called this amount of incident radiation that is captured by the green plants. This amount of radiation that is captured by autotrophs is called photosynthetically active radiation. Photosynthetically active radiation or PAR. So, with the help of this photosynthetically active radiation and simple inorganic substances, the green plants and green autotrophic bacteria produce their food by the process of photosynthesis. So, plants capture only 2 to 10% of the power, and this small amount of energy sustains the entire living world. So, autotrophs, not only green plants, green bacteria are there. So, we can say autotrophs capture only 2 to 10% of power. So, 2 to 10% of the photosynthetically active radiation is used in the process of photosynthesis. Power is used as energy during the production of food, and this amount of energy is the source of is the source of energy of the entire living world. So this small amount of energy is stored into the body of the autotrophs, which in turn transferred to the body of the consumers in an ecosystem. So, from sun, this amount of energy is stored in the body of green plants and green autotrophic bacteria. Now, we can say that energy flow is unidirectional and there is a constant supply of energy required in each ecosystem. So, there are two laws of thermodynamics we have learned in uh, there are two laws of thermodynamics which is applicable in the flow of energy. So we can say the flow of energy is governed by two laws of thermodynamics. So the flow of energy where the energy is flowing, the flow of energy happens to the next trophic level. We'll discuss what is trophic level, what is food chain later. In the next session we will discuss it. Now the flow of energy is governed by two laws of thermodynamics. So what are the two laws? First law first law of thermodynamics is first law of thermodynamics states that energy can be transferred as well as transformed but neither created nor be destroyed. Nor be destroyed. So energy can't be created, not be destroyed. It only can be transferred into another form. For example, if we take the electrical energy, it is converted into light energy. So electric is used to enlight our house. So by glowing a bulb, electrical energy is converted into light energy. In this process, no energy is created, neither created nor destroyed. It only be converted. Electric energy converted into light energy. Understood? Next, second law. Second law of thermodynamics states that every activity involving energy transforming is accompanied by dissipation of energy. Every activity involving energy transformation is accompanied by dissipation of energy. So, it needs a constant supply of energy to synthesize the molecules that require to counteract the universal tendency towards increasing disorderliness. Okay, because it is dissipating energy, so a constant supply of energy is required. So all organisms that depend for their food on the producers, either directly or indirectly, an unidirectional flow of energy from the sun to the producers and then to the consumers occur in the ecosystem. So we can say flow of energy in an ecosystem. So flow of energy in an ecosystem is always unidirectional or one way. That is solar radiation or photosynthetically active radiation, solar radiation, little bit of or little percentage of this solar radiation is stored in the body of producers. Then herbivores which takes these producers as their food, energy is transferred to the body of herbivores. Herbivores are the prey of carnivores. Carnivores take these herbivores as their food. So ultimately, energy transferred to the body of carnivores. It cannot pass the reverse direction. That is, from energy from the body of carnivores cannot pass to the body of herbivores or in turn to the producers. So, energy flow is always in one way or unidirectional. Energy does not remain trapped permanently. Energy does not remain trapped permanently. in any organism. It is either passed to the next trophic level, it is either passed to the higher trophic level, or becomes available to or becomes available to detritivores and decomposition and decomposers after the organism dies. So, if energy is stored in the body of a green plant and it is not eaten by any herbivores, or at the time of eating green plants, herbivores waste lots of food, lots of plants are wasted, and in that case those dead plants are decomposed by detritivores or and decomposers. So directly it is available to detritivores, and directly the energy is available to detritivores and decomposers. On the other hand, if the producer is eaten by the organism of next higher level, for examples, if a plant is taken by a frog, if a plant is taken by a grasshopper, then the energy is transferred to the body of grasshopper. Next, it is transferred to the body of frog when frogs takes this grasshopper as their food. When a snake eats the frog as their food, energy is transferred to the body of snake. And at last, when an hawk feeds on that snake, energy is transferred to the body of hawk. So sequentially, energy is transferred to the body of different species according to their trophic level. We will discuss trophic level in the next session. Normally, herbivores feeds on producers. So, producers herbivores feeds on producers. Energy is transferred to the body of herbivores. Okay. Energy is transferred from producers to the body of herbivores. Part of the energy is wasted in digestion and assimilation in the body of herbivores. So, energy wastage, this is minus energy, that is wastage of energy. What are the process energy taking process, that is respiration, food digestion, assimilation, body activity, some body activity. So these all these process are energy consuming process. That's why I have given minus sign here. That is, energy is lost for completing this process. So energy loss happens. Rest of the energy is transferred to the carnivores or primary carnivores. Here also energy is lost for all energy is lost for all these process also happens here. They also respire, they also digest the food and assimilate the food and maintain their body activity. So energy is lost in this process. Again, in loss of energy reduces the amount of energy, and when it transferred to the next level, that is secondary carnivores, it becomes less. So where energy is higher in the first, that is green plant, herbivores. For examples, if I write grasshopper, primary carnivores, frog, and secondary carnivore, snakes. Snake. So in the body of green plant, the amount of energy is most, and in the body of the snake, the amount of energy is least. So during the flow of energy, the amount of energy reduces gradually. So it is the basic level, and from here we are going to higher level gradually. So when we move from bottom level or basic level to the next higher trophic levels, the amount of energy reduces. An important law is a important law is there regarding this reduction of energy. This is the law is called 10% law of energy, or Lindemann's 10% law of energy. So the law is 10% Lindemann's Lindemann's 10% law of energy. So what is Lindemann's 10% law of energy? Lindemann was a scientist who proposed this law in the year 1992. So Raymond Lindemann Raymond Lindemann proposed 10% law. So Raymond Lindemann proposed 10% law in the year 1992. According to this law, only 10% of the energy is available at one trophic level. So, according to this law, only 10% of the energy available at one trophic level. One trophic level passes to the next trophic level. Passes to the next trophic level, and rest 90% energy is lost. Rest of the energy, that is 90% of the energy is lost. But we have studied earlier, energy cannot be created, not be destroyed. So how it is lost? Here we have told energy is converted, energy is used in the process of respiration, digestion, assimilation, body activity. So during this activity, heat is generated in our body, and this energy is converted as heat energy and lost from our body. So it is actually not lost, it is converted into heat energy and lost from the flow. Only 10%. That's why here, when I am telling that in the next higher trophic level, amount of energy reduces gradually. It is the reason, because in each and every steps, heat is energy is lost as heat energy, and the remaining part of the energy, that is only 10%, is transferred to the next trophic level. For example, if we take 100,000 kilocalorie of biomass energy, for example, if 1000 kilocalorie of energy is stored in the body of, so if 1000 kilocalorie energy is stored in the body of producer, only 10% of it is transferred to the body of herbivores. 10% of 1000 kilocalorie, 1000 into 10 by 100, that is 100 kilocalorie is transferred to the body of herbivores. And then primary carnivores in the body of primary carnivores, 10% of this 100 kilocalorie, that is 10 kilocalorie, is transferred to the body of primary carnivores. And in the body of secondary carnivores, 10% of this 10 kilocalorie, that is 1 kilocalorie of energy is transferred to the body of secondary carnivore. So we can see that from producer to the top carnivore, amount of energy is decreases gradually, is decreasing in decreasing sequence, in decreasing order. If we go from producer to secondary carnivores, that is next higher level, the amount of energy is decreasing gradually. So this is all about the 10% law of energy, and with the completion of this 10% law of energy, we also completed the energy flow. Next session we will discuss the food chain, food web, and there are different food chains. We will elaborately discuss it in the next session. Thank you.